How's it going, Star Wars fans? Welcome to Star Wars Doctrine. Really excited because the trailer just dropped.
Yeah.
Been freaking out over here.
How many times have we watched it together? 10?
10, 15
Roughly,
of them just in the last 10 minutes. Thanks for tuning in. This is basically our review of the trailer, talking about scene by scene, what we think, what we liked, what we're expecting. Technically, this is our first official face reveal. You guys asked for it. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted something better, sorry.
Sorry to disappoint.
I voted against this, technically.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's what we look like.
So
here we are. I'm Cody Dastrup.
I'm Logan Schultz, and let's jump right into the trailer, right?
Let's do it.
All right, so we'll pull it up for you guys, and we'll kind of watch it together and pause it as we go along and talk about how awesome this trailer really is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lucasfilm. Seems like a good start.
Usually.
All right, right there. We got to go back already, man. Just loving this, right? I love that helmet because it totally reminds me of the speeder bike helmets from
Endor.
Endor, exactly.
Do you think they're on Endor?
I do. It kind of looks like that same shot we've seen from the training, which that was had to be Endor, I'm thinking, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Hoping.
The foliage looks about the same, and I don't know, the speeder bike helmet kind of makes me feel it's confirmed that it's Endor.
I would think so. Then you're gonna see the training droid come with her right now. Yep, just saw it real quick. Finn's talking about the Force.
It's cool. Jump. The Force brought us together. That's kind of an interesting thing. Just wondering, is it Reylo? Is it Finn Rey? Is it Finn Poe? Is it what's Rey Poe? I don't know.
Well, I had the thought too, and that he could even be talking to everyone.
Like a rallying speech?
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe to Poe, Rey, 3PO, Chewie, him. Like maybe they're when they're on the Falcon together, Lando even. Okay. I think he could be saying it's bringing us together, all of us. It could totally just be him and Rey too, because I mean they obviously came together in a very coincidental and crazy situation. I would say it was designed by the Force.
For sure.
But did this not make you feel like maybe, and I know we've talked about this before, but that Finn could have some connection to the Force? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was actually just
maybe at least be Force sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, I've personally always felt that Finn could be Force sensitive. Not necessarily that he needs to be, but more of just that I think he really could be Force sensitive.
Which would be cool, especially if, let's say, I don't know how this is going to end, let's say Rey decides to train a new generation of Jedi.
Do you think it needs to end with the rebuilding of the Jedi Order?
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I mean, perfect. Start training Finn. Plus, kind of comes full circle to me because at the beginning of episode 7, when the posters and everything came out, Finn was the one holding the lightsaber, and so they kind of led you to believe that Finn was going to be the Jedi. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, no, it's Rey, and you're like, oh, what the heck?
I was totally wrong, but I totally thought Finn and Rey were both Jedi, and I thought that was kind of going to be a fun dynamic for 7.
Yeah,
I was wrong.
So that could be a full circle
the rest
kind
of us.
Thing.
This is going to be too, but
true.
All right, so this I think isn't Endor.
You think is not?
Yeah, I don't know why I think these 2 shots with her running in a forest are different, but I do think they're different. To me, this seems more tropical.
It does seem very tropical, which doesn't feel as Endor-ish, but I do think it's the same planet.
It could be closer to the Death Star wreckage, which I feel like has been more watery.
That's true.
So
That's
maybe
true.
more.
We haven't seen that side of Endor on screen necessarily.
And this would be, I think, personally, just one of the first times we're seeing sort of a different climate. It's not different, but all the planets in Star Wars have always been very one-dimensional.
That's true.
So it'd be kind of interesting to see if we're actually going to see okay, here's dense forest versus more rainforest.
Yeah, it's very good at rainforest feel, especially because it's about to show a lot of waterfalls and stuff in the back.
Right there. Yeah, it looks very rainforesty to me.
I personally think it's the same shot. Right here you got Poe talking to Lando, which is really cool in there. C-3PO's there.
Wait, is that R2? Is that R2? Ladies and gentlemen, is that R2?
What?
Is this droid right there? Is that R2?
I don't think so.
Dang it. It's definitely not. It's definitely not.
Darn it.
Whoops. Probably shouldn't wreck my mic.
But R2 is in the trailer.
Kelly Marie Tran's back, as expected. Love this shot.
That's so cool.
I'm going to watch it again.
Big.
Whoa.
Tantive forward kind of type of shot coming over the case we're here on the Death Star. Nobody knows Rey. That's interesting. because I think they've talked a lot about how JJ said a lot that this is really going to be about learning who Rey is as a person.
Right, for sure.
Yes, who her parents are. Yes, all of that stuff. But also just like who's
Rey, because Rey's more than obviously just some of her parents.
Right, exactly. And then Kylo Ren says, "But I do." And do you think he's really saying that to her, or is this like a misdirect, like in the trailer? Because I mean, I think it could be.
I think this is a misdirect in the trailer.
Yeah.
But I think this conversation happens, and I do think if Rey ever says this to Kylo, that Kylo's response will be very much the same.
Yeah.
I don't think basically what I'm saying is I don't think first of all they're talking right here about this.
For sure.
I'm going to hit you, but I know who you are. That seems weird. But I do think that they're going to have this exchange or a similar exchange. And Kylo will be saying, no, I know who you are. I know who you are, not where you're from, but also who you are as a person.
Right.
Which I think is kind of going to be an interesting... I think their relationship is going to be very interesting in this movie.
Sure.
And I'll talk about that maybe at the end as we've seen more shots, but...
Yeah, I really like what's coming up here with... I think Kylo looks awesome with his herald like that.
For sure.
He looks very sweet. Okay, this one you definitely got to pause on, because this is something we've been debating, just sitting here looking at, because the very first thought was that this is water, a body of water, and then if you're looking at a glacier, it's all right, and maybe that's a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
But the more and more we've looked at it, decided that that's not a reflection. It can't be. I mean, they don't look the same. Like when you look into it on a freeze frame, they're not the same shot. It doesn't look like... they're not the same it's not a reflection.
Yeah, we're almost trying to show, like this big piece doesn't line up down here, this big piece doesn't line up here, etc. And then another thing we were looking at when we paused this, because we looked at it actually for a while, was this section. Hopefully you guys can see my mouse. Definitely looks like a city.
Yeah. I like, when we were talking, I was thinking, like, what if this is just like Cloud City totally frozen over?
Honestly, I hope so, because that would be super cool.
Awesome.
I don't think so, but I think it would be awesome.
Likely not, but that would be freaking awesome way to bring back a familiar place, but have it be a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there could be a million reasons it's frozen over in space. I mean, it just makes sense.
For sure.
But yeah, it probably is just a new place.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the Empire had control over Lando's Cloud City afterwards, right? That was the alteration of the deal. Vader took over the base. Lando told everyone to evacuate. So, anyways, it's probably not. But either way, it's cool because it's not water. It doesn't look like, and this is probably floating.
So we have like a floating iceberg basically in space.
Yeah, and it's got totally cities and developments on it.
On some planet. Either way, it's very interesting. I'll be curious to see what it looks like in the theaters.
For sure.
And that's a ton of TIE fighters.
Yeah, it is. We get a
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, a sweet throne. Oh, okay. Talk about the ground here.
For sure, yeah. So we'll play this shot. Obviously, wow, that shot was shorter than expected. Super cool shot of a Star Destroyer breaking through. But so these are Disney done subtitles or closed captioning, and it says that the ground is breaking, which is interesting because we are at first, and even we've seen some other YouTubers that we've been talking with have been saying that it's going to be ice
breaking through ice.
And if it's saying ground, that also sounds different.
You could argue that the ice was the ground.
This is true.
But the fact that Disney didn't say ice breaking,
I feel like
is interesting because these aren't just YouTube generated closed captioning, I don't think, because it actually has the names of each person.
Yeah, and it's Star Wars' official page. That's what I meant here.
So the fact that it's saying groundbreaking makes me not think it's coming out of ice, but we'll find out.
We'll be wrong.
Awesome shot there. We've already talked about that a lot on the page. There's about 1 million ships in the background.
Oh, just a new thought.
The Ghost.
Oh. The Ghost, yeah, that's really cool. I was just looking at this shot right here.
Sure.
So Rey and Chewie are sitting up front, and it kind of looks like she didn't expect maybe Poe and Finn to show up. Just kind of she like smiles back at them like, she was going to go on this journey, and they're like, no, we're coming with you.
That'd be cool.
Kind of like, maybe she's smiling at you. I'm wrong. See, I'm wrong before the movie drops.
We'll go back to that ghost shot for me, because I know we already talked about it on the page, but it's just one of the coolest things, because there's 1 million different ships from 1 million different eras in Star Wars, but personally, obviously, the one that gets me the most excited here, is...
It's definitely the Ghost. I mean, just interesting to see that Rebels connection.
The Ghost, I missed it. Right here. Yes, you could argue the paint's a little different, but...
It's also
this was also in Rogue One, and it's been a lot of years.
True.
So
how many years has been since Rogue
yeah, so there's no way that's not the Ghost, but and to tease us like that would be pretty mean. But anyways,
but yeah, no, I mean it could be, and I'm hoping it is. I don't really know in what capacity. I would like honestly just to say this was the Ghost. That'd be interesting. So Chewie just growled something. My bad. Love the fight. Looks good. I have no idea what exploded. Oh, but this is what we're supposed to be talking about. Palpatine is saying that when they came together, that is their undoing. So
who do you think he's talking about in that? Go ahead and pause it, because I was thinking first Rey and Kylo, them coming together to team up against him, or something of that aspect is what he was referring to.
No, I think that's what it is.
You think so? Because the other option is he's just saying everyone coming together could be their undoing,
right?
And maybe, well, okay, because I had the thought that in Episode 6, when they lure the whole Rebel Alliance into a trap, everyone came together and he was able to wipe them all out. So it could have been something along those lines. But I do agree. I think you're right. I think more
at this point,
Kylo and Rey.
Sidious isn't concerned with the rebellion or the resistance at this point. It's just he has something going on that he cares about, and that's what he cares about. And I don't think it's necessarily, I mean, it probably is global domination or universal domination, galaxyical domination. But I do think that, I mean, when we left, the First Order was winning, not even close, right?
True.
So if that's what we're talking about, I mean, I'm just thinking that. But then we have the C-3PO shot. Interesting part is it looks like that's missing.
Yeah, they definitely took that off. They got him connected up here to something. This is really emotional.
I'm scared.
R2. Finally, in one of the trailers, we get R2-D2.
We only had that one shot from Vanity Fair.
True, with Luke.
Which was an awesome shot. My favorite picture from Vanity Fair, but...
Yeah, so also getting a look at Baba Frick, or whatever his
frickin'
name is. He's way smaller than I expected.
Yeah, I knew he'd be tiny, but wow, right?
Yeah, he's like a little rat on C-3PO's shoulder right here.
Farther back. Look at, he's adorable.
He is, and he's totally.
Don't lie, you all are gonna buy one of these like stuffed animals.
He's cute. He is cute. He's gonna be the Porg of this movie. But one of the theories kind of floating around is there's the image of Zori Bliss holding a little disc, and people are thinking that could be what's on the back of C-3PO's head right there.
I mean, that makes sense.
Maybe that's why his eyes turn red. And the fact that she's in this shot right here,
right, she's right there.
She is, shows that that's very likely.
I agree, and I mean C-3PO probably gonna get his memory wiped. Man, second time for him, right?
Maybe they're putting him to some like crazy mode where he's
like the Spider-Man instant kill mode.
Yeah, exactly, instant kill. So, but that would be sad, and it makes it. They act like it's gonna have permanent consequences.
I agree.
The way they're making it emotional.
True, but I mean, I don't think any of them would ever know that C-3PO's had his memory wiped before.
And that's true too.
Technically, no one alive except for R2 knows, right?
Probably.
I mean, it was...
Unless...
40, 50 years ago at this point.
It could have been passed on to people later.
So, same shot between Leia and Rey, which is still emotional.
I thought it was interesting how Luke did say right there that overcoming fear is the destiny of the Jedi. Because Yoda is like, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. It's the path to the dark side, is fear. Right. So that's a really cool tie-in line right there. Mm-hmm. Luke's wise. I just thought that was really cool.
We have the scene we've seen in other trailers, a little more addition to it, running away.
They're pumped about something.
Pumped about it. Multiple characters are cheering.
Lando being with Chewie in a shot is awesome.
Horses.
Random horses.
I don't get it.
And, go back. Yes. Back. There we go, right here. Because that's totally...
That is the throne room. 0 questions.
Which is freaking awesome. It reminds me of the concept art from episode 7.
That concept art
that was underwater. But they're not underwater right here, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that they're not fighting.
No.
I mean, they have their lightsaber storm, but it looks like I think you can watch...
Doesn't look like it.
No, he doesn't. And it looks like Kylo's talking, honestly, in the trailer. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting, and I don't know what I expect out of this, but it'll be interesting to see.
Finn's running up like he's scared something's about to happen. Maybe he's warning her that Kylo was coming.
That's possible.
And right here.
What in the world, right?
Yeah, first off, it's... What are they destroying? The first thing I've thought of is it... To me, as this little top piece here is falling, it looks like it's Vader.
Okay.
That's what I think. And like they're destroying some sort of statue of Vader.
Okay.
Or
kind of looks like Vader's mask, but
maybe not.
I'm thinking it's some sort of statue of some sort, and it could be housing Sidious. I have no idea.
His voice is maybe coming out of it. Or...
Yeah.
But they're destroying it together, so they made this decision, unless they both just simultaneously were pissed and wanted to cut it down. But it looks like they were like, okay, we got to destroy this.
Interesting thing is this is the first scene we've seen in this trailer. We've seen in this trailer that has Kylo with his helmet on, right?
True. Yeah.
And it is the repaired helmet. It's hard to see in the...
That is weird, because now it seems like they're teamed up, and you would think if they were teamed up, he wouldn't be wearing his helmet.
I wonder if Rey wins the battle, and then he has to go into the helmet.
He's like...
He actually gets Vader.
Actually. The other thing, too, to notice is, in her other hand, she cuts this with her lightsaber.
Right.
But... Here, I'll let you... But she's actually holding a dagger in her left hand as well. See if you can catch it.
There we go. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, you can tell, and it's clearly a dagger, which there's been a lot of talk about there being a dagger being something that that the First Order was after, right?
Right, yeah.
People were after, and I think there's even talk that maybe at Galaxy's Edge there's supposedly a dagger that Kylo's looking for. So anyways, that's just interesting.
True. There's the horses running again in space.
We're not sure if they're in space or what, because it's kind of weird. I don't know if gravity doesn't work. And maybe the most...
interesting shot of all, right?
Yeah. This one probably got me the most excited, because a lot of you guessed on the post that Palpatine in the flesh would be in this trailer as your bold prediction. And I think it's safe to assume that's Palpatine. Like, I would go ahead and give you guys a gold star for guessing that one.
Emperor Palpatine is laughing as the voiceover.
Right.
And there's an ominous chair moving forward. It looks like by its own accord.
Yeah, I didn't catch at first that it was moving until we watched it a couple hundred times.
Right.
But it's totally stepping forward. So it makes me think of like the chair that he's a hologram on in
in episode 1?
Episode 1, yeah.
And that's just
kind of stepping back.
Looks like a cool emotional shot down the trailer. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Just kidding.
The Rise of yeah, overall thoughts.
Overall thoughts is I'm a little concerned about the C-3PO thing. I'm just worried about, I don't need C-3PO to die, right?
Yeah.
But overall, I love the trailer. It's maybe the best trailer that they have ever put out for any Star Wars movie, period.
From Lucasfilm Disney?
Yeah, I mean, none of the trailers of the original trilogy are good. You should watch them. They're funny. But
well, I mean, filming was a little different back then, so
the only thing I'd maybe put in with it was the Rise of... Oh my gosh, this is the Rise of Skywalker. The Force Awakens, when it dropped in Chicago, right? That teaser, the first time we saw anything, that little minute clip, that Chewie were home. I don't know if that's really beatable as just a general feeling that
that's
trailer
fair.
gave me.
I did have, I think I actually might have had emotional tears in my eyes.
I'm pretty sure I cried.
That. So that's fair. That's a moment that probably can't be capped.
So, I mean, I think that one might be my favorite because of that emotional moment, but holistically, this trailer is very solid and makes me excited to see the Rise of Skywalker in
for sure.
2 months.
For sure. The overall...
It's 2 months away.
Yeah, I'm so excited. But the overall feeling that I got watching this was like, this is going to be very, number one, I mean, Star Wars always is, very visually awesome. Like, visually...
I agree, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I like that they didn't, to me, they didn't give away too much more than what we knew.
True.
Because, like, the C-3PO thing, we already knew that this...
Basically, everything we've seen
on him.
has been heavily speculated or subtly confirmed in
Right.
previous trailers. So I like that we don't have any new information.
Exactly. Because I don't want too much of the plot leaked.
True.
I didn't feel like this gave me any more knowledge, other than I will say this led me to believe that there would be some Ben Solo redemption.
Right.
Which Kylo Ren redemption. That's what the overall feeling I got. I don't know if you felt that way.
I've kind of felt that way throughout the entire trilogy.
Okay.
But especially just in general. So, but I think we're going to see two sides of Kylo Ren and two sides of Rey even. Not even mentioning like her being like that weird Sith image in the last one. Just kind of we'll see two sides of kind of a lot of the characters and how they develop, and what their different motives are throughout the movie.
Also, one thing I would throw in there too is that I'm glad they didn't show Palpatine's
Oh my
face.
gosh, yes, I agree so much.
Just because I want that to be something that we get to see for the first time on this big screen.
If it's who's Matt Smith, right?
Oh, that's true.
If it's going to be Matt Smith, if it's going to be
speculation.
him, cool. I want to freak out in the theater. If it's going to be Palpatine as old wrinkled Palpatine,
cool too.
Cool. If it's going to be Force Ghost or Spirit Palpatine, awesome. If it's going to be a robot Palpatine, awesome. I don't care. I'm going to freak out in the theaters, and that's where I want it to happen.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more, because now getting the side of his cloak and a little chair and something to be like, whoa, that was cool. Awesome. Because I did want to see something.
That something is in it, and it wasn't like just some weird voiceover we got here to make us, unfortunately, believe he was going to play a role in the thing.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing, too, is that every trailer so far has had Ian McDiarmid's voice.
True.
Which is cool.
Such a nice sounding voice. Good job.
It really is. The other thing, too... Oh, I'm blanking. Oh, Rey. Rey looked genuinely scared in that scene. She's, like, stepping back. And I'm just like, that's cool. Like...
Yeah, she doesn't look thrilled to be...
like, she knows this guy's powerful. And maybe this isn't the first time she's met him so far in the movie. But she's stepping back like, what is going on here? Like, she feels his power, maybe.
Is this the same scene?
Kylo. I don't know.
Why is everything having a lightning storm?
Yeah, that's kind of
having a lightning storm.
A lot of water and a lot of lightning going on in the movie.
Because there's like the ships experiencing it, right? There's the ice planet. Looks like it's the iceberg is experiencing it.
The one thing I thought of was that perhaps that's how they're portraying the unknown regions.
Maybe that's how Sidious is. He just electrocutes lightning.
These are like possessed by him. The whole unknown region is just possessed by Sidious.
It seems possible.
It really does. But no, I that's what I was thinking, is that's how the unknown regions are, just hectic and storms and just...
Which would be cool, and I'd like to see kind of a little bit of a characterization given to the unknown regions.
Exactly. And it might just be a way on screen to tell when you're in the unknown regions and when you're not.
And I think JJ will do really good with that personally.
Yeah.
Just communicating a lot of things and using the atmosphere to communicate kind of a emotional feeling and placement.
Well, we got our tickets.
We just bought the 27-hour marathon, so we'll live stream that. Well, we won't live stream the films because then we'll get kicked out.
But maybe between we can
we'll talk to you guys,
let you know if we're making it through. I can't believe we're doing this, but
more on that to come.
Genuinely excited.
So what's one thing you're most excited for from this trailer? Just your one sentence, what you're excited for.
That's hard. There's a lot.
Got one sentence.
The one sentence.
That's a sentence, ladies and gentlemen.
This sounds stupid, and it's not because I just think Rey's overpowered or anything like that, but the Rey training scenes look
that's
cool.
So cool. It really
I'm excited to see that, and to see her. She's running, jumping, cutting things, forcing things. It's like she's using the Force in ways that we just haven't gotten to see a lot on screen, at least.
And I think it's cool because we see a lot of that in the novelizations. We've heard a lot of Jedi training, but it'll be cool to really see more Jedi training other than what we saw with Luke, and
which wasn't a whole lot on screen, right?
Right, and it was neat, but this will be cool to see Rey training.
Absolutely. What's your...
It's way easier to ask questions than answer them.
I was about to say, you asked me and you didn't have one ready?
I'm most excited to see what the deal with Kylo Ren's mask is.
Okay. Why he's not wearing it.
Why he's wearing it versus why he's not wearing it, and what it means. So I'm curious what that's going to be. All right, so drop us what your one sentence is for why you're excited for, or what you're excited about for The Rise of Skywalker down in the comments, and we'll probably reply to them, and maybe we'll talk about them in another podcast and what everyone's excited for. Yeah, we love hearing your guys' ideas, but until next time, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. As always, may the Force be with you.